Welcome everybody. So I recently seen on TikTok multiple different ways of making our own DIY photo cards, or Lomo cards as some may call them. So there's this video, basically walks you step by step. You're going to gather your photos, put them in, like you're going to print them out, usually on photo paper, and then you'll cut them out. You can put contact or laminate, and then you can round the corners and then stick the backs and the fronts together depending on what version you're doing. So I'm going to attempt that today and actually see how easy it is. I have messed with the templates before, so as you'll see, I already have the 9x9 grid. And I've got them, so mine was running in centimeters, it's not millimeters, but anyway, I've got the 9x9 grid, so you'll have your fronts and then your backs. I'm going to use Pinterest to look for photos. So if we put this one here, you'll see that I've got 17 Ultra HD. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to pick some back photos. I'm going to do this for my 4 main groups. So ATs, BTS, 17 and Stray Kids. So I've currently gathered the fronts for all of the cards. I am going to also go in and as like this, just adjust, would like more Sungmin viewable on the card. So I'm just going to click in, adjust, fit them the best that I can for this. So we have them all sorted. So this is the final result. I'm going to go ahead and print these and we'll get them cut up and glued and we'll put them together and see how they go. So on to the next one. Alright, so you have them all printed here. If I didn't print them on actual photo paper, they just would be nowhere near as crystal clear as they are. So what I'm doing for this set, or these ones, is I'm going to put contact over them just to give them that proper shine and add that layer of protection. And then I'll get these all cut out. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'm going to use my Cricut scraper just to help get the bubbles out of things. Oh, I stuck it to itself. That's yum. Yeah. have I done this? Alright, this is a feat that I don't think many people should have had to do it, but apparently I have. Can I get the patching off? Alright, I think ATs would have gone better once, if I didn't get the contact foot stuck. Which is then put a whole heap of like wrinkles on them. Like, sorry, Hongkyun and San and so on. So, look, overall, if it works, we win. If not, stuff happens. As I said, we win some, we lose some. Alright, 17 also had a few little hiccups on the back, but for DIY we can't complain. Alright, so they've all got their contact on them, as you can now see by the film on the edge. So let's get them cut up. What I am discovering with this like really pale color is it's very hard to find your edges. So be wary if you do this yourself about the color and like cutting these out and having issues with that. Alright, so cut all the backs for 17. They're definitely going to feel thinner, the two together, than normal photo cards, but just for the gist and the fun, they're going to work pretty well. I'm going to now, it's going to take way too long to film this, so I will come back to you when I get all of these cut out, ready to go, and we'll continue on. Alright, so it's the next day. I've got them all cut out, the backs and the fronts. I also left them under a heavy weighted book last night just to help flatten them out because they were getting a bit of a curve. So let's stick them all together. Just gonna unstick them. Good, this one. Let's just go through, trim them up, and then we're going to use my lovely corner rounder to round them out. And let's go work through all the groups on those, and we'll see how it looks at the end. So that is all of them cut, cornered, so done, basically. So I feel like the fun way to reveal this will be, let me shuffle them all together, and then we'll do like a pull video, and then I can talk about when they come up, like the few blips and issues that I had. Alright, so I've shuffled all of these for a bit of fun, just as a bit of a reveal while we go through to actually have a look. So to start with, Hongjung, as you can see, this is what I mean by the contact. If you don't get it flat, you'll get obvious markings in it. ATs is going to be real bad for that because I had the issue with the contact. So first off, Hongjun. Next is BTS. I do like the very simplistic design. I went with Namjoon. Another AT, so Uyang, Stray Kids, Han, Hobby, 17, so you got DK. A very good thing that I must say with doing your own this way, Jongha, is you do get to pick entirely what the back looks like, what the front looks like. You don't have to have just the album ones, as I was talking about earlier. Uzi, Chan. I've got all of ATs in this one. Hyunjin for the Guess. Changbin. V. Wonu. Felix. So this one's a great example. As you can see the edge here, like that's contact that I haven't managed to get cut off. That's just one thing you have to be careful of doing it this way. Mingi, Hoshi, Younghan, Dino-chan, S-Coops, a group for BTS when they come back, DK, Yosan, Lina. I've got for the swim, Jimin, Suga, Sungmin. So this is what, like, Songhwa, the contact stuck, so I had to lift it and restick it, which has left these white lines. Another ATs one came up for San, is also got the same issue, so you've got to be real careful with the contacts. Wangchan, Jin, Iron, San. See what I mean in the hairline? It blends in a bit on the background, but like the hairline and the face, you can really see those marks. Upside down, Uzi, and lastly, we've got JK. So all in all, looking at these, I would say they are pretty good quality. I've got a, let me go find a proper photo card just so we can compare. Righto, so I've got just this San photo card as our, like, baseline. So in all honesty, doing it this way, they're actually a little bit more thicker, at least compared to, like, San here. Definitely a bit thicker. They've both, with the contact, gives it that bit more gloss. I do feel like San sparkles just a little bit more. Similar sizing. The colour's pretty good. Let me find... Here, where's DK? DK was a bright, colourful one. So, pretty good colour-wise, I feel like. I feel like DK is also a really good comparison. I would say, doing it yourself, it works out pretty well. And then you also get the photos you want. Alright, so I would definitely say the DIY photo cards at home was a success. I've got 27 photo cards. I probably spent... I mean, I already had everything here other than contact, but I spent like $6, and that roll is going to do however many I want. Like, I barely made a dent in that. So, as an option, as an alternative to photo cards, yes. Are they, you can't really, well, you could sell them, but you've got to, obviously, you're not going to get anything fancy for them. But you can do any photo of high quality. So you're not limited to album ones. You could also absolutely use album ones and make your own sets if you just want the photos themselves. It's a very cost-effective way to just have the photos that you like yourself. Quality-wise, as I said, they are now currently thicker than an official photo card, which I prefer them because that would be more sturdy. That was two single-sided pieces of paper glued together. You could make this easier by using double-sided photo paper. And then you're only cutting once. If you've got everything lined up, contact either side, you're set, you're good to go. That is another way you could do it. But for the thickness and the durability, I would stick to doing it this way. It's a little bit longer, but I feel like it makes it just feel that little bit more premium, bit thicker. Print quality definitely needs to be on photo paper. Standard paper will kind of get streaky and not as bright. The photos will feel dull. Collectability, you could easily complete sets. Design-wise, once you've got the template, rather easy to set up, you can just sub in and out photos to your heart's desire. And my overall favourites, I could never pick one. You can never pick one in our group. I'm going to do 3. My honourable mention for cuteness, I'm going to go with Han. Cutie patootie. Can't argue with that. Colour-wise, just because I feel like the absolute quality and put togetherness, I'm going to go IN for his like magazine shoot, especially with the back, kind of feels like it matches the colour theme. And the contact, I had no issues on this card at all. There's not a incorrect mark on it. So I'm going to say best one out of the batch is IN. But close second, I'm going to go with DK. Color-wise, it really shines through what the photo paper like quality is going to help with. So they're going to be my top 3. Would I recommend, if you've got everything at home, absolutely go for it. It's a little bit time consuming, but it's a bit of fun. You can look through some cool photos. Definitely a good way to pass the afternoon. I would say overall, I've probably spent about 3 hours from start to finish, just being broken up over 2 days because lighting and issues come up and you get distracted with life. So that would be, I would say, great success. Would be doing this again. Honestly, comebacks, concept photos would go real hard. So I'm going to say absolutely doing this again.